In fact, if you love your 80s and your 70s pop rock, you love the bands Genesis, David Bowie, Dire Straits, The Police, Pink Floyd, Supertramp, 10cc and ELO, you need to listen to David Wright after 11 o'clock here on Horizon Radio. He's at Stantonbury tomorrow night and he's down and it's going to be a cracking concert. I listen to Horizon Radio with me, Simon, on a Thursday morning. This coming Friday night, Sonic Time Machine, the 70s and 80s pop rock experience is happening locally at Stantonbury Theatre. And with me in the studio, David Wright. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Simon.
A 70s and 80s pop rock experience. What am I going to explore when I get there?
Okay, well, we've chosen to do an array of classic bands rather than do a single tribute to one artist. We've chosen 8 which we feel kind of complement each other, which is Genesis, David Bowie, Dire Straits, The Police, Pink Floyd, Supertramp, 10cc and ELO. And they are represented with 3 of their most iconic songs for each band. We do one set of 3 songs, then we move on to the next artist. We do 4 sets in the first act and another 4 in the second act.
Wow, David, you set yourself up, right? Because, how did you choose, number one, only 8 acts? And how on earth did you whittle down to doing 3 of the best tracks of each of the groups?
Well, in many ways, it's easier because every band has their classics. I think maybe the first and second choices are the easier ones. Then if you ask the audience, everybody will have 5 or 6 different answers for what would be the third. But overall, the 3 songs that we've chosen, we would hope that would please most of the people most of the time. And by having 8 separate iconic bands, people go away thinking, do you know what? I loved every single song there, rather than a band, Genesis, and say, well, I liked half of them. Yeah. And some of them I didn't really know that well. So they're guaranteed to have a very good evening.
Yeah, no, totally. They are great bands that you have mentioned there. Any of those bands you've ever seen live yourself or met any of the artists from any of those bands?
I wish I had. And in fact, I actually had tickets to go and see Jeff Lynne last show at Hyde Park, and he'd injured his hand in a taxi, or getting a taxi, and it was cancelled. So my only ever chance to see him on his last show, and that was scuppered.
Gutted, absolutely gutted. For me, really, from your list, which is from Pink Floyd, I really wished I'd gone to see The Wall. Do you know what I mean? Any kind of that emotional build up and the story and the staging for such an iconic album.
It is actually one of the most emotionally charged parts of the show, and that starts the second act off. And Wish You Were Here, obviously an iconic song, and the way that's pitched is that this is all about the people that can't be with us.
Yeah, no, 100%. If you want to come this Friday, i.e. it's tomorrow night, don't leave it to the last minute. You can come and see Sonic Time Machine, the 70s, 80s pop rock experience. We'll come back after this. What was the idea behind creating this whole time machine experience?
I came up with the name of the show from my experience in my local pub of all places, and we did a gig there, and we wanted a name for the band, and Sonic Time Machine just ticked all the boxes, because we're not listening to music that was in the top 40 last week. We're going back decades, and so you are on a time travel journey. And by adding obviously multiple bands, it really does mean you're going on a bit of a journey. Whilst everybody may know what the songs are they're going to go and see, the one thing that's been kept under wraps is the cinematic element of the show. So the only people that will see that will be the people in the seats.
Oh, that's a great tease. The expectation of going is to not just see a band live, but this is a band in a theatre, which is a very different thing altogether, right?
Correct, because you're engaging directly with the audience. They are focused on you 100%, which increases the pressure somewhat. You're not in a music venue bar where people are chatting, having a beer, although they're there to watch you. In a theatre environment, they're only there to watch you.
But can I still have a little boogie? Am I allowed to have a little dance to any of the things? In fact, can I sing along to anything, or I'm expected just to enjoy what I'm watching?
You're expected, or should I say encouraged, start singing along in the first set.
Oh, well, there we go.
So we start off with Turn It On Again with Genesis and Visible Touch, and then the words will start appearing on the screen for Follow You, Follow Me. And our frontman, Alex, will be encouraging you at every opportunity to sing along.
I love that idea, and of being involved with the band. Love to see a band in a theatre. Do you know what I mean? I saw ELO Experience, the other local theatre in MK, and it was just lovely. It's a very different thing, but perfectly right to kind of like have live music on stage as well. This is the start of a tour, though, right?
Yeah, this is our launch show, and we will be booking up later because in theatre everybody books up 6 months in advance, so we'll be booking up towards the end of the year and then early 2027, but hopefully I'd like to get into MK Stables and some of the theatres in Northampton and obviously surrounding towns.
Don't forget, if you love Genesis, David Bowie, Dire Straits, The Police, Pink Floyd, Supertramp, 10cc and ELO, you are absolutely going to love Tomorrow Night with David Wright and the Sonic Time Machine, the 70s and 80s pop experience. Tickets available from stantonburytheatre.co.uk, right?
Yes, and a little bonus for your listeners, if they use discount code STM20, they can get 20% discount.
Even better, even better. David, have a really good night tomorrow night.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Simon.